Welcome to Center Ice Productions. Please hit the likes and subscribes. This is going to be a 3-game review and a 2-game preview. I'm going to do this very fast, and then I'm going to have a topic at the very end, so I'm going to please bear with me. Hit the likes and subscribes. We need the numbers to go up. It would be very much appreciated. This is the weekly video I do, and this will be the only video before Christmas, just for everybody being so busy. Okay, first game. We already did the thing on Ottawa's game. We did the preview. It went exactly to the T of who I said would score. They have more offensive weapons. We did battle back to make it a game. So at least there was a fight in that game. It was an interest. That was the at least not a bad game. Although we should have won it because we started off so well and then let up. We let them back in and we let them take it. Anyway, that game's over. Went exactly the way we thought it would. So then we have Anaheim coming to town. We should have beat them, hands down. For if you're looking at us the way we played over our heads, and they have been playing they're the bottom feeder, last place team. But what we all forget is their young talent is better than ours, than a lot of our players. Zegras and Terry are much better players, and they're a little farther ahead. They got some time under the belt. So we misjudged it. We underestimated them, and they gave us a little tush kicking. Yes, 5-2, I believe it was. And just what a shame. What a shame. What a disgrace. We didn't show up. Allen played horrible. But then again, the whole team played. They weren't there. And it's funny how Drouin just returned. So it almost looked like the laziness returned in the team as well. So, a shame. And you seen, Slab was playing all right. It was one of the players that wasn't playing badly in some of these games. He's had some ups and downs, yes, but kind of one of the brighter pitchers he was. But you can almost see the amount of punishment he's taking. He's coming down because it's starting to really affect him. So anyway, we lost that hands down 5-2. We deserve to lose it, no doubt. And our power play is just dreadful. Then we had Tampa Bay come to town. We knew we were going to lose this game. Again, I projected this game to be the case of the score I picked. I picked it. It was 5-1, and I knew it wasn't going to be close. Again, Allen doesn't show. Again, the team doesn't show. Again, you have some efforts here and there. Caulfield manages to break the shutout. That's the only thankful thing positive I could see out of it, because our power play dreaded again. We actually had some effort in this game, but Vasilevsky is just too good for what talent we have, and we just weren't persistent enough. This team, this was the measuring tape game, showed us where we stand in the league, and with the big teams, we're a long ways off. So Tampa wins this one hands down, 5-1. No shockers, no surprises, and problems galore. Then we're headed off to our road trip. So remember, we have lost to Ottawa, Anaheim, and Tampa by this point. That's 3 games. 3 games, right? And now we're headed to Arizona. This could have been 4 games, and I know we had to stop bleeding before this got further, because this is the first time we were coming back from just 2-game losses. So in this game, it starts off, we start the scoring. Gooley set the play up very nicely. And what can you say? That he was the best player by far in my books last night. And Monty stood up. He had some weak, on a couple of goals, questionable. But overall, he kept us in it. They outshot us by a landslide. They kind of outplayed us. So that's how it was. We scored the first goal. Goalie setting it up. Very nice goal. And from there, it was they came right back very quickly and tied this game. Very fast tie. And then we finally go ahead again. And this time it's a case of Jack-Eye takes a shot from the point. Boom. In the net. Beautiful. This is why I say this guy should be on the first power play. He's smart enough to put it on the net. and we don't have anybody using their noggin that way. None of our forwards use their noggin that way. We don't have a defenseman. I mean, come on, Chris Weidman for your power play. He doesn't have a shot, and everybody knows it. He knows he's going to pass. It's just not acceptable. And Jonathan Drouin is that much worse on the point, coughing it up, and goals are scored against us. Then there was the breakaway. They tied this game. They came back after that goal by Jack Ian, who had an exceptional game. The defense played fairly well. I mean, Edmondson's been playing better. Harris played half decent. Kasevich played well. And Montembeault, he definitely held us in there and won this game. So then they come back on a breakaway, and I believe it was Dvorak chased him, just couldn't quite catch him. But this goal here, I did, even though it was a breakaway, I did think that Monty misplayed this. I think he didn't come out to challenge enough. It looked a little easy. So anyway, they tied it up. Anyway, we're headed into overtime. This is a fast game. It was a good game, at least good fight from both teams. And you knew Montreal did not want to get into a longer lasting losing streak. So anyway, overtime comes along. Mike Hoffman plays the puck well, and this is the one guy who, out of the nasty pack, has pulled up his socks. I got to give him credit. He's upping his value. So anyway, he makes a nice play, passes it off to Doc. Doc sets him up. Nice little connection going through him, and he just wires it. Hoffman wires it and blows that past Valimaki. And what a great goal. What a great goal it was. And I got to give credit. So we won it fairly quick in overtime. 3-2 victory in overtime. We'll take it. It stopped the bleeding. But this was a disgrace of a game from a coaching standpoint. Slab gets a penalty early stages of the game, which was not a penalty if you look back at it. So, he shook his head, and I see why he shook his head on it. So either way, the penalty, a lot of the guys have been doing that anyway. So why did they don't get punished, but Slab does. So, he makes a mistake as well, and I think he was probably, I believe he made a mistake on goal one or goal two. I want to say goal two, where that break go. Yeah, it was goal two because he caused that breakaway, and so he made a mistake. Joanne's done it consistently since all year, and especially since he's been back. Give me a break. And Joanne spent his time on his butt and was on his back a lot of times last night. If you watch this game, he was horrible. So anyway, we decide as a coaching staff to punish Slab, take him from line 2, put him down to line 4. Richard played great. This kid is fast. I love the injection of his speed, and he should have been moved up. I have no problem with that. But you take Slab down? No. No, it's not acceptable, Marty. Not acceptable. Drouin, who's playing like garbage, was the other winger. That's the guy who should have came down. He shouldn't even be in the lineup, as a matter of fact. But you're afraid to deal with the French kid, the French boy, because he's Mr. Quebecois. And I'm French myself. My family's from Chicoutimi and Rimouski, so don't give me the garbage. I don't buy judging players on tongue, race, or any of that crap. I judge them on their playability, what their heart is in playing. So it's not the person I'm attacking. It's the professional. You're getting paid millions of dollars. You better be able to take the criticism. Take it. But you punish Slab. And you put Richard up and Drouin. It's okay for him to make all the mistakes he wants. It's okay for Armia not to be producing. It's okay for Evans Evans hasn't been himself since Scheifele nailed him 2 years ago. So you're not getting proper play out of him. Dandanoff might put in the effort sometime, but he's just not with it, and that just depends at times. So he could have been the second guy pulled down. But either way, what are you doing, Marty? Is it you or is it the management? That'd be my biggest question. So anyway, I'll get back to that story because you're destroying this kid's confidence. But I'm going to go back real fast into the two previews of the two games coming up. So we're done with Arizona, which we got a victory. Great. And Monty played well, exceptionally well. And so, next game is tomorrow night. So, now when I preview the games, I'm not going to review them. So, I did the reviews, now I'm doing the previews. So, it's going to be us against the Avalanche. And I'll tell you right now, get it out of your minds, we're not going to win this game. This is another team that is too high caliber. We've seen the measuring stick. They're projected to be around 5-1 in that category. Uh, they're like Tampa. They're just too damn good for us. Now their weakest point right now this year is their goaltending, but I think they have such a strong defense and offense, and a good veteran mix in there that they'll easily handle us. We're no match for them. Don't get your hopes up. This is a game I don't know who they'll put in the net, and I don't know if they'll fix our power play problem. I highly doubt it. I don't know if they'll fix the slab problem. I doubt it. But anyway, don't see anything special happening. And then we go to Friday. So that game, that's a preview. Easy 5-1 win. And I see the next game going pretty much very similar. 5-1, 5-2. Just for the fact that Dallas has a very good defense. And they got a really good goaltender with Ottinger. So that's their upper hand. And they got enough offense where they've been hot, and Robertson's been great. This kid seems to score effortlessly. And they got the veterans who know how to jump in. Great team, great veterans, great mix. This team's going to handle Montreal, no problem. They always seem to do well against Montreal of late, since we've been a sour unit. So anyway, again, I'm going to project that's going to be two games. They're going to be very close to the same outcome. 5-1, 5-2. Now the previous game, I say it's I see it as 5-1. This one I see 5-1 or 5-2. So 2 losses coming. That's my thought on it. I don't see very. I think we're finally seeing. We played over our heads. We're seeing now the true Montreal Canadiens where they are. This is a team stacked with fourth and third liners. Kid yourself not. We played over our head. Good coaching, but we took advantage of the portion of the season, which was wise from a coaching staff, because the first portion of the season is the time to capitalize on grabbing some wins that you won't get later on. Now the team's got to play for playoff points, and the teams tighten up everything, so you get much better play. It's going to be harder for us to steal victories. Now you're going to find out where Montreal, what they're really about. And if Martin St. Louis, from the impression I'm getting, seems to have it in his head that he's going to prove all of us as fans wrong, the media wrong, and I think he's got to stop. At best, this team would get lucky enough, and that's just with us playing over our head 22nd to 27th. That's just not worthwhile being in that little middle group. You're far enough that you're no way. There's too many darn good teams ahead of you that are going to be fighting and still miss the playoffs. We're not there. We're closer to the bottom. But do you want to put us in a position where we lose out on the top 5, top 10 draft picks? It's not worth it. So stop trying to get the pipe dream going. Let's deal with reality. Let's let our kids make mistakes. This is a rebuild, and you don't do a rebuild in 1 year. So we need a generational player. So we definitely need one of those top 5 draft picks in this draft. I'd say even more so top 3. And I would love for us to somehow accumulate more first rounders, and maybe we get to whoever gets the Bedard choice. We trade 2 or 3 first rounders for him, because we need him. This is our chance to get a generational guy. You load up enough first rounders, a team might say, okay, they might have a better make, and say, hey, we can that'll give us 3 or 4 really quality players. That'll move their rebuild faster. So that could give you the option, and maybe you can get in on a trade with enough first rounders to clinch Bedard from whoever it is that gets him in the draw. Let's hope it's us still. But anyway, we got to accept reality. And again, that's the way I see this. So I did all the previews now. So I won't be reviewing the Aves and Dallas. Now we're going to go back to the story of how Slav were not utilizing him properly. Send him to the World Juniors. You didn't. I don't know if there's a possibility that you could inject him now. I highly doubt it. That would have been the right thing to do. You're not playing him. You're not giving him the ice time. Well, if you can't do that, send him to Laval and make it mandatory with Uhl that he gets a crap load, 20, 25 minutes a game, period. So he can get his confidence back. Because in that game at Arizona last night, you crushed this man's confidence. I'm really worried about him now. It's the first time I've seen this man come to breaking into pieces where he came. It's sad. This guy looked like he was about to bust out crying. Yet, look how long it took us to get the top draft pick since Dougie Wickenheiser back in 1980. You know how long that is? This is your first guy, and you want to blow it and turn him into a bench warmer? Are you sick in the head? Is it that you can only coach a guy as small as you, and because they got to prove something to the world? And I'm glad that Caulfield did well, but you should be able to do that with all the players, whether they're big, whether they're from somewhere else, whether they're not French. You need to coach everybody evenly, and this is the time. We're in a rebuild. That takes about 3 years minimum. In 3 years' time, we're going to be just starting to think about competing for a playoff spot. You're not there right now. You're at the very beginning stages. So start coaching like it instead of thinking you're coaching a playoff team, because you're not. And then what do you, if you, I don't know. You got to send this kid somewhere, because now, to me, he can't stay in Montreal right now. You blew his confidence right out of the water. This kid's going to need some ice time and some time just to regroup. Because I tell you, if it had been Wright or Cooley, any of those offensemen would have done worse up until this stage. Slav was playing good for the ice time he was getting. Yeah, he's going to make the odd mistake. That's what a rookie does. But to punish him, oh man, you need your head jacked. And now to management, whether it's management or St. Louis, it'd be nice to know who it is that we need to focus on, because I don't know if you ever get the truth out of it, but somebody needs to wake up. And between your, so that covers that. Send him to Laval, let him get regroup, and hopefully he gets it. You don't want another Galchenyuk or KK, but it looks like that's what's going to happen. If that's what we were going to do, we should have just drafted Nemec, because the defense seemed to be allowed to do what they're at least progress a bit. So if we can't do forwards, this is an instance that we're looking an awful lot like the Bergevin regime. And it's the same thing, punishing the rookie forwards. This has been what Bergevin did. And allowing the Joannes, the veterans of that caliber who aren't putting in a thing, to just play and take all the ice time. Is that correct? Are we not trying to correct ourselves and learn how to develop? Well, you better get off your tush and do it. And then you got Alex Burrows, who can't coach a power play. 2.5 years. What more do you need? So between your little, I'm assuming, because local boy Joanne, and I'm only judging him on his hockey playing, not judging him on his person. He's a horrible hockey player. He checked out a long time ago. Long time ago. Joanne is not in Montreal anymore mentally. He's gone. And he shouldn't be rewarded, and nor should anybody else be rewarded when they're not performing to the degree they should be. But you don't punish the kid. You got to let this kid develop and get used to things. He got smoked last night, yes, but he sure got up this time and kept on plugging away at it. So we got to deal with that. Something's got to give with Slav, because he's been mistreated, and I'm sorry. There's no other way. I don't know if it's St. Louis issue, or is it Hughes or Gordon? But whoever's it is needs to bite the bullet and fix this problem. And Jonathan Drouin, give up your little fantasy hopes that you're going to get something for him, because it's over. As I just said, the man checked out a long time ago. Okay? You're not getting nothing. If anything, you're going to have to pay to get rid of him. Okay, let's get it straight. At least Mike Hoffman, who was is in that group, and I still want him gone. But out of all the guys that aren't playing well, Mike Hoffman pulled up his socks. I got to give the man credit because I'm judging him on his play. He won the game for us last night. Again, with that winning goal in overtime. So he's doing his part out of the, like I said, between Drouin, Dandanoff, even Evans, Armia, Pizzetta, if I didn't mention Dandanoff, I should have. Those are the guys for sure, and you could put Anderson in that group as well at times. So you're looking at all these guys, that five pack that easily could be sat. Although Drouin's the worst of the party pack. Notice the bad attitude has come back since Drouin's been back, and you better get rid of the bad seed before it ruins the rest of the team, because that destroys the culture. And the signs were there the last 4 games that this team's mindset changed. It became lazy, and it became, well, they didn't even look like they were checked in, like Drouin. Is there a coincidence here? So wake up. I sure hope, Marty, it's not the case of him being French like yourself. I hope. I'm not, because I think a lot of you. But if this is the case, it's not right. That's not how you judge hockey players. Everybody should be given a fair shake. English, French. I don't care if you're from um, Iran, Iraq, Russia, Finland, any of these places. Everybody should be treated the same. It's not judgment by tongue or color. It's about hockey performance. Let's get it straight and let's correct it. Jonathan Drouin should never step on the ice again for the Montreal Canadiens. Let's make it straight. He's only got to the end of the season. Be man enough. Buy him out or put him on waivers. Who cares if somebody takes him off waivers? Nobody's giving you anything in a trade for him. Nobody's dumb enough to pay for Jonathan Drouin. So let's get this. Let's get the mentality. Let's use a brain cell or two. And again, I don't know who to point at in this because management and coaches are very good at hiding stuff. But I kind of have to put it on all of you. And Alex Burrows, what more do you need? 2.5 years. This guy can't coach a power play. So between those two cases, there's something really, really rearing its head up. And it's really, really, really wrong because it shows almost like you guys don't have the backbone to do the right thing. I'm getting a little nervous now because I've seen you do so many good things in this management with the drafts and the trades. But now I'm seeing signs that you're afraid to deal with the French community because you have a player who absolutely is not going to be in the NHL. And if he is, he's going to be on a bottom feeder because nobody's going to want this guy. He's going to have to play in a market that's not much of a market. So deal with it. And then, like I say, maybe you get to trade the other 4 guys. You'll get something for Hoffman if he keeps up at what he's doing. But Armia, same thing. I like Armia, but because he protects the puck well, he's not producing. It's time to move on. If you can get something for him, get something for him. Unload him. So unload him, Hoffman, Dandanoff, possibly Evans and Gallagher if you can. Those are guys just to add to the Drouin, but Drouin's got to go now. Buy him out. It's not going to be that big of a chunk. He's only got to the end of the season. Get him out of there. He checked out. Accept reality for what it is. The fantasies. A lot of these guys are not going to gain any valuability. It's only Monahan and Anderson and Edmonston. They got the type of valuability that might get us a first rounder. So, with all that being said, have a great holiday and thank you for listening. And we'll see where it goes from here. You'll see a video from me after Christmas sometime. And I hope your families have a great Christmas, a great holiday. May God bless you all. And please hit the likes, subscribes, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. And please, please leave your comments, but don't come on just walking by and forgetting to like and subscribe. This can be a real good thing for all of us, and I can start doing some live streams eventually if I get a big enough group. So, but I'm not going to do that in any time soon until the numbers are up. So anyway, have a merry Christmas, and I hope it's wonderful for you. I hope you get all the things, that the Lord blesses you with them, things that we need, and enjoy your families. That's the main thing. Take care now, Sam. Where does the puck drop first? At center ice. Remember that.